Tar Heel Nation, I know y'all have been looking for something for this channel, and with the new era of Belichick comes a new show, comes some new hosts, and we're gonna talk about it. A few things we gotta talk about. Obviously, the big elephant in the room, bro. You and I both are shocked by this, Sir Bill Belichick signing with the Tar Heels. That's a crazy thought to this day. Not only that, the man's already pulling recruits left and right, up, down, out the woodworks. And you even got the new GM that got a little NFL royalty. So, like, how you feeling about all of that, bro? Like, just overall, how you thinking? How you feeling?
I mean, with Belichick coming to the college football game, it's something new. Because honestly, I gotta say, listen, for the longest time, I didn't expect Belichick to even come to this level. I thought when he was retiring, that he's retired, it's over, we ain't gonna see him no more. But here we are.
Facts. Like, I'm like you. When Belichick said, "Hey, yo, I'm coming back into football," I'm thinking, "Oh, he gonna coach somewhere else. He's gonna do his thing." Jackson Johnson, what's up, my boy? How you doing? Great to see you out here, man, and thank you for joining us today. Hey,
Appreciate you.
thanks for all the love and support on channel 2, because I know you got one of the channels over there as well. So I got to check out we got to check out your live stream. But
Yeah.
Belichick coming to college, to me, that was just non-existent. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought he might have went an assistant coach. He might have been a GM somewhere, maybe for New England. But as far as being the head coach in college, like,
Because here's the thing. So the crazy thing about it is, it makes perfect sense though, because one, with the college football game starting to become more like, it's basically the NFL now. It really is. It's no different than you going out getting free agents with the transfer portal. Then you got to sign these contracts with the NILs. Like Bill's really just moving from one spot to the exact same spot with a different face on it.
but but do you think that that was the motivator? Like, why now? Why wouldn't he make that move to college earlier? Like, you think about it. One, you're coming into UNC and you're replacing Tar Heel legend coach Matt Brown, 2 stints, great career. Matt, we love you as always. You did great for Tar Heel Nation. But Bill, you're 76. You ain't got nothing to prove. You got 6 championships in the NFL. Like, what what do you think motivates you at this point,
Like,
dog?
so what? One, I feel like he's chasing that number 7 that he didn't get. I feel that's one thing, and two, like we know why he's in college.
Hmm?
We know why he's in college. You know,
So
Mr. Walker Shame himself.
oh, no. So here's the thing, right? So I looked about it and I went and checked, trying to get Bill's reason. And so one, Bill's dad actually used to be an assistant coach in USC. And he
Okay.
says, yeah, so Bill's dad was actually an assistant coach for UNC, and that's where he said, I grew up, I've always wanted to coach college football. This is my first love. I have these ties to UNC, which is what made it special. And I sat there and looked at it, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And it's cool. It's a nice tie-in story, but why now, bro? Like, why
Like
is it that you waited all the way up until now to do this?
it made sense because think about it. When you were basically running that Patriots organization for as long as he was running it for, like there was no thought in anybody's mind that there was going to be any chance that okay, once
Mm-hmm.
he was done. Because if he left New England, there was going to be a whole fallout in the NFL because it's like everybody thought, okay, once he leaves, everybody's scrambling for Belichick. Everybody wants Bill Belichick as their head coach.
True, true,
And
true, true.
when that didn't exactly happen, because think about it, with me being a Falcons fan,
Mm.
everybody thought Bill Belichick was going to the Falcons. Everybody 100% for the longest time thought, okay, when all this coaching carousel came through, it's like, okay, Atlanta needs a proven coach. Bill Belichick's on the board. Harbaugh's on the board. You got Ben Johnson was on the board. You had a whole lot of legitimate options just for them to go with Raheem Morris, who me personally, I'm not upset about.
But it's
until I was like, I'm a little disappointed from this past year because there's some decisions you could have made better. But this is also your first time as a head coach in a minute.
but like
And then the other thing with Bill is once nobody was picking you in the NFL, and then you got this this mid-20s girlfriend who's probably in college or in her graduate stage.
we go put a pin in there because I got a question for you about that.
Because at the end of the day, you knew he wasn't done coaching, clearly. And he wasn't about to be on TV analyzing for the rest of his days. That wasn't about to happen.
You don't think he all right, so thinking about it, you don't think he could have pulled a Saban? Because
He
one
wasn't about to be a Saban, not yet.
because to me, all right, one, I thought Bill was doing this stint to try to get back into the NFL. And he even said in his press conference, he's not using college to get back to the NFL. But I would have told you 20 ways to Sunday. He's doing this to get back to college. But now it's like, all right, you're not doing this for college. You're going to UNC. The name Bill Belichick, he could have stepped in, and let's be honest, for what it is, Bill could have taken anybody's job in college football.
Really,
Kirby, Dabo, the head coach of Michigan, Ohio State.
He went about to get Dabo or Kirby spot. Those two would have had to screw up royally for Georgia and Clemson to let them go. It would have had to been
So you don't think Bill Belichick alone? You don't think Bill Belichick alone has enough pull to go to any college right now and can just be like, "Hey, yo, I want to be the head coach"?
No, I don't. I believe he would put up a good argument, but no, I don't believe that Bill Belichick could go to any school in the nation and be like, "I want to be your head coach," and they'd be like, "Yeah, we want him."
Okay. So let me ask you this then.
Like I said, the only reason why they're not letting Kirby go because Kirby's been the best coach they've had in some time, and with the general proven success he's had over the last several years, they're not going to let that go. Plus, they just paid the man. Dabo, they're not going to let go because Dabo's built a culture over there, and Clemson, and me and you being natives, we know how South Carolina get down.
How they get down.
They'll hold on till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Sorry. So let me ask you this then. If he can't, do you think Bill Belichick, because we've seen it already with his recruiting, do you think Bill Belichick can pull more recruits or is a bigger pool to recruits than Nick Saban was in his prime?
Ooh, no.
Do you think he's going to be there? You don't think he's going to be as big as Saban was?
Do I think he's going to be? Probably. Do I think he is now? No.
Okay.
Because you're saying what his recruiting now is he as big as Saban? No, definitely not. But definitely not. Saban in his prime was pulling molars from tigers. I don't got time. But I tell you, I was so sick of Saban. Still sick of Saban, football wise. Now he's funny on sitting next to Pat McAfee because he can't stand Pat McAfee.
I bet he can.
And it's hilarious because you see this old disgruntled man just mad about this other dude who also should be an old disgruntled man, but he's not.
He should. So with that in mind, okay, so he can't be. I think he could.
Definitely could for sure.
And
we're gonna get into that in a little bit later. Was with the recruiting class that he's got now and the one coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Is already, in my opinion, pretty impressive.
Oh, off rip is impressive
for a first year in college coach.
First few months off rip, it's impressive.
Oh, definitely. What he put the amount of people he pulled in January alone is crazy. He pulled 21 in January. That's not including the 6. I said there's 28 total recruits that came in. 21 of them he pulled in January.
Facts. And then he got an additional, I want to say, wasn't it 19? I want to say they said 19. Or he's got some on the way. But do you think for Bill coming into UNC, what do you think his goal is here? Is it to build NFL ready talent? Because I'll be honest, and I think you can agree with this too. The talent in the NFL from college to NFL, like college ready talent being NFL ready, seems to have dwindled over the last 10, 15 years, I would say. And I think that played a part into why he left New England.
I can
B,
agree with that. And
or
then,
B, do you think he's there
I had to pull the pin out for this.
Oh Lord, not the pin.
I had to get an analyst mode real quick.
God.
So
this man already pulling out the pin. Y'all gonna get used to this. Y'all gonna get used to this. When he pulls out this pin, he think he's serious. He think he's serious. It's not like that.
None of it's real. None of it's real. But but I think with Bill coming to college, because he already said it himself that his main goal, or that he's now been knowing that he can now create NFL ready talent at the college level, was already a major step on his end to begin with. Because just like you said, there's a major disparity as of late between these new college athletes going into the NFL that clearly aren't ready for that level yet, or are taking a little bit longer to develop as compared to 5 and 6 years ago.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because now a lot of them are more business ready for the NFL. So a lot of them are more like willing to speak contracts and money and stuff. But when it comes down to developing off the field, you have handfuls at most.
Okay.
So if you go through 7 rounds of a draft, out of that, what was it, like 300 something kids, like 300 something guys?
Yeah.
Out of 300 something guys that get picked, you might have a good 50 of them that were NFL ready when they got there. And the rest of them are full on developmental projects. Now you already expect that when you get to rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7, because you already know these are guys that we're going to have to develop for a while. We want to bring them in as rotational guys. We want to bring them as depth fillers, stuff like that. But rounds 1, 2, and 3, you're expecting these guys to be second string at worst. Like you're bringing them in as like second stringers that you're eventually going to put on the field at some point. But now you're not really getting that kind of situation with some of these guys. You got guys that, okay, you're going to get the field, or unfortunately, you're going to be practice squad for most of your career.
I can see that, but I ain't gonna lie. There's another side of this agenda that I'm a low key push it.
All right.
Because the other side of this question was, do you think he's doing this to surpass Saban and solidify himself as the greatest football coach of all time? Because I'm gonna be real, I think it is. I think it's part of it. Because think about it. If he can go win 6 championships in New England, as much as I hated that he did it, then come into college football, and he ain't even got to surpass Saban, right? He ain't even got to surpass the number that Saban put up, because Saban put up, he had 1 with LSU, and I want to say 6 with Bama, 5 or 6 with Bama.
Yeah, he had a good bit.
Yeah. If he can come in and win 3, especially with the way the college football playoff is now, it just takes 1 wild game to give him an easier road to a championship. If he can come in and get 3, 4, 2, I'll say minimum 3, now he gets into that conversation of, I am the greatest football coach that has ever lived, and you can't take that from me. That is how I will. Bill 76, I want to say 74, 76. Not gonna lie, bro. Respectfully, you got at most another 25 years. 25 years, that's being nice. I ain't wishing nothing on you, bro. I ain't wishing no ill will. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, because
that's that man coaching at 90.
If he wants, think about it. Joe Paterno was up there until what? He was 102, like 96.
Joe Paterno. Was Joe Paterno coaching that long? Hey, what? No.
Joe Paterno was up there till he was like in his 90s, dog.
I could have sworn that man was 80. I could have sworn that man was like 85.
I promise you that. What? Joe Paterno? What? No. You think Lou Holtz wouldn't have been up there? Lou Holtz was up there for a while. Come on now.
I mean, I know Lou Holtz was up there for a while.
Exactly. So in my mind, and I'm saying 25 years just in life in general, but if he spends the next 15 years of his life coaching here, wins 4 championships, who's going to argue that he's not the greatest football coach of all time? Because essentially now, remember when Brady left and went and won in Tampa, everybody's like, okay, that solidifies Brady as the greatest coach, as the greatest QB because he went and won without Bill. Bill going to an entirely different style because college kids, knuckleheads. We were that age. We understand. Broke, stupid fun, and emphasis on stupid. Like it's gonna be a harder transition, but it's also a different transition. But if Bill can do it, I think he's doing this to solidify himself as the greatest coach of all time. And you're not going to be able to say it's not true.
Like, I would be remiss to say that you're wrong, because I'd be a liar. But like, because I too agree, and I too also believe that what Bill is doing is literally just to prove a point. Like, I don't think it's at all about the fact that he really like, and no, sure, like I feel like he's doing it because he genuinely loves what he does and loves developing players. Great, because he's really good at it.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't really good, nobody'd know who Julian Edelman is. Nobody know who Wes Welker was. Nobody know who Danny Amendola. I mean, people kind of knew who he was, but nobody cared who he was until he got to the Patriots.
Nobody cared. He resurrected Randy Moss's career when Randy Moss was dead and buried in Oakland.
Anybody's dead and buried in Oakland, though.
But I'm just saying, though, like, think about it. The legend of Randy Moss in Oakland was dead and buried, and that man went to the Patriots under Bill Belichick and literally set the record, which is still to this day, most receiving touchdowns in a single season.
I mean, but we knew Randy could do that the whole time. Like, we're not. I mean, we're not going to.
But it's Oakland, Randy.
Either way. Listen, no. Here's the thing. It wasn't Oakland Randy. It was Randy who just so happened to be in Oakland.
Anywho, we're not gonna disrespect him like that.
So also, I don't know if anybody else has noticed, back earlier in March, Bill also announced his coaching staff earlier in March.
I'm
and some of the listen, and some of the coaches, like, there's a couple of coaches on there that honestly,
before we touch them coaches, because that's literally the next topic I want to get into. Before we touch them coaches, now I got to ask you this: Do you think his girlfriend's enrolled in the master's program?
You know what? I was about to be real childish. I wasn't about to do that today. I'm gonna let it go.
What? First episode, you got it. Exactly.
No, it's first episode. I'm not. No.
You gotta leave with some heat.
I'm not. Listen. No, I am not getting released off the roster first day in. We're not doing it.
Why not? You gotta release with some heat. Do you think she's enrolled in a master's program at the school? Yeah or nay?
I'm gonna tell you the comment I was gonna make after this is done with, but no, I say no. But she probably in a master's program, or she might be in like some certificate thing, maybe, possibly. There's a chance of it, or she just likes to travel. I don't know, something like that.
Possibly.
She like that.